We ready, right?
Like, I ain't sure about this fella.
Yeah.
Tell
The
him.
camera's on.
Tell them. Say,
The
let's
camera's
go.
on.
Let's
Camera's
go. We do
Cameras
this.
on, man. Ladies and gentlemen, man. Mike, man, welcome back to Thinking Kingdom Media, man.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you.
Again.
Yo, again, man. You back. And then we got a special guest today.
We
Well,
do.
first of all, let's just give it up for Baby Lo real quick. Come on, Baby Lo.
Yeah.
Michael Olivia is in the building. There she go. You're so fresh with your Nike sweatsuit on right now, baby girl. I know, yeah. So, man, and we're gonna make some noise. Also, yeah, you're right. For our first time in studio audience,
Man.
man. Shout out to Shayna Shane and Mel Viggity, man. Y'all can't see them, but they in here. But Mike, man, I appreciate you coming on. This is a special edition
Absolutely.
because you know
Should I be looking here, looking at you?
you could just look anywhere you see light.
Okay.
Anywhere you see light, just look, man.
Okay.
We gonna be the light in the dark. You got a whole human being sitting on your lap right now.
I do, man. I do.
Talk to me about that, man. How does this feel? I could tell you all. I ain't gonna talk today. Tell me how you feel about generating this human being.
Man, I think one, I'm proud, man. Proud. That would be the first thing. Is proud. The
Yeah.
second thing would be nervous. And you ain't
You mean like
Are you
nervous
gonna-
you're gonna screw it up?
nervous. I'ma screw it up. Nervous that I come from a broken home, so my father wasn't there. None of our fathers was there. I can't necessarily say that I have a example of a man who has children that I can touch, right? That I have a tangible relationship with. I'm working on that. 'Cause
Working
I
on
know
that, yeah.
how important that is. But I'm proud. You know, I'm still here. Like you stayed, I'm staying. I'm here. I'm showing up. I want to do the work, but it is challenging. It's unpredictable. As you
Yeah.
can see, she's doing her own thing right now.
Right. I mean, you know, she only happens in one space in the entire universe, and that's right there on your lap. And I think that's probably what's the most amazing part is that we can't get no carbon copy of this nowhere.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing for me too is, you know, what you project her life is going to be, right? Like, and how responsible for making sure that it turns out
Yeah.
in all the glory that it should be. You know, what's your outlook, man? Like, what do you see for her future right now? Are you even thinking that far ahead, man?
I think I'm thinking that far ahead, but I think sometimes you freeze up, right? Because you freeze up in part because it's her life. You know,
Right.
in part it's her life. So what Shayna and I have been doing is just making sure the atmosphere is conducive to good values, good morals, good ethics, more so than that, cultural, right?
Right.
Whether that's kingdom culture, whether that's just urban culture, whatever it is, right? So when she take for instance, like when she get fussy, it's Spanish lullabies for her. It's not putting stuff in front of her. It's Spanish lullabies. We do want to launch a brand for her, but again, we want to kind of be hands-on but hands-off, right?
Right.
Because I don't know what God has in store for her. Only thing I could do is speak life over her, be the greatest example that I could possibly be. So, yeah, I think about it all the time, but I try to ask the Lord for his wisdom. Like, what is this child going to do? What might she desire? I don't know.
Yeah.
And am I okay if it's something that might go against what I want her to do? I'll say it like that.
Yeah.
You see the mic, don't you?
You got this hat on your head that says "Real Fathers Show Up,"
I do.
and you know I'm not new to seeing that hat.
Yeah.
But I just wanted you to talk about that real quick, man. Why did you feel it necessary to write "Real Fathers Show Up" on your hat?
First, as a reminder to myself, right? Like, you're going to have to show up. You know, you're going to have to be. And when I say show up, that means be present. Be present physically, mentally. As you can see, you know, she getting a little riled up because we in the 9-month phase, so she want to move around. So you got to show up in each phase because each phase brings about something different.
Yeah.
So the first reason why was just as a reminder, right? Then the second reason is reminding other men. Like, are you, as a father, are you showing up? You say you're a real father. Are you really showing up for your child in a way that you can impact their life in a positive way?
Yeah.
Why you don't want to be still?
Because she don't care about that, Daddy. She don't care about that.
You want to give me her bottle?
Yeah. So I mean, you know, I'm bringing that out because all throughout my childhood, all my close friends, you know, when I became a father, and I'm just comparing the times. Like I became the kind of father that I am, and I showed up because I watched all my friends growing up grow up in single parent homes, and I knew what it looked like to not show up as a dad.
Yeah, man.
And then even if you show up on the weekend, that's still corny.
Ooh.
Right?
Let's put a pin right there.
Let's put a pin right there.
Because another reason why I got that hat, I got the hat was for the very reason that you said. My father didn't necessarily show up. And I know how that impacted me in more ways than I even understand now.
Yeah.
Right? That I'm just kind of learning about now. Like, wow. So that's why I feel that way about this. So that's why that insecurity may be there. Again, not placing all the blame on him, but what was the power of influence that he was supposed to have on my life? Right?
Right.
Olivia being exposed on Thinking Kingdom Media, we don't know what type of exposure that'll grant her. Cousin Erica got her in a nice fit. Mom did her hair. People see her all the time on the storyline. Vox see her, you see her. Everybody love her. Everybody know what she about. They done followed her since she was in her mother's womb. So just that alone is me showing up in a way that my father did. You didn't show up like that. Like you wasn't changing diapers like that. Like you wasn't able, most men ain't even able to show up where the baby can stay calm with them.
Right.
Let's just be honest. Like, here you go. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
I'm showing up in a way where she can roll with me and it ain't even no problem.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, recently I've been, you know, talking to, you know, because more women have been showing up on the platform. And I've been just having a conversation like, you know, what is it about us? Right? I'm talking about black men.
Yeah.
Right? What is it about us that we just don't show up? Right? What do you think it is that is impacting, and we can say Willie Lynch, or what can we say? What excuse can we make, right? Or not make and say, here's why we don't show up and here's the solution. Here's what we need to do. How would you describe that, man?
For me, I would say lack of example, fear, insecurity, immaturity. For me, that was the reason why I wasn't showing up and how I still may not be showing up in certain areas.
Yeah.
Right? Laziness, lack of understanding, lack of knowledge, lack of wisdom, the power of influence that the world has over us.
Yeah.
The enemy. You know what I'm saying? Sons of disobedience.
Right.
It's all of those things, you know. The fact that women are so strong.
Come on, legendarily. Legendarily.
I mean, they've been holding down the homes.
Hey, what you need me for?
What you need me for? So why? How do I get it? So
that's a problem.
yeah,
those are the problems.
Oh, it's a problem. But that's the reasons why we may not be showing up, because where do I even fit into this equation any longer?
Right.
And we can go back and look at how the government did kind of set up the system where if the man is in the house, well, you can't get these type of benefits, right? Men got locked up.
We got comfortable.
There's a part of history that has validity to it. But in the same breath, we showing up on the stoop with the homies.
We do.
We showing up to the strip club. So we know where to show up at. So it's in this day and age with the amount of influence that technology has and access to money, funding, things like that, information. There's no reason why we shouldn't be showing up no more. Period. Just period.
Right.
But those are some of the reasons.
Those are some of the reasons, and that's why I'm like, once we go through the list of the reasons, how do we start thinking through? And I mean thinking through the solutions, because it's tough to be practical without thought, right? And sometimes we naturally do things, but then sometimes we need to think through it.
Yeah.
And I think what I learned was that it's a never leave you or forsake you way of doing fatherhood. Right? Like that's the only way to do it and do it right.
Explain that a little bit more, man.
If I explain that, I mean it's heavy, like the crown.
Hoodie, by the way.
Yeah,
I like
it's the sweatshirt.
by the
Yeah,
way, huh?
it's the crown of father, the crown of husband. Like you got to be a whole tree bark, bro. Like you got to be a whole stone.
Yeah.
Like you can't be like shakeable.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Like, in order for you to do it
gotta be
right,
rooted. Yeah.
you can't be shakeable.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about me. I'm in year 13 of fatherhood. You're in year 1, 9 months. And I'm thinking about my 9 months fatherhood and the trauma that I had caused at this stage.
Yeah.
Oh man, just emotionally abusive. Right? And then the ripple effect that it caused my family, like the negative impacts.
Gotcha.
And how I didn't have comfortable spaces to just be a dad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not like, because, you feed the bottle, right? Because by the time Xavier was 11 months, he was refereeing arguments. Right? Because he was 12 months, 13 months standing at this point, and he's like, whoa,
Man.
right?
Sheesh.
And so, like,
Arguments. Wow.
man, refereeing them.
In saying that, I have to give full honor and acknowledgement to Shayna
Yeah.
for being able to be a dad, right?
Yeah.
Like
allowing it, right?
Because it was awkward, with the child gravitates towards the mom, and moms just naturally have this way of just teaching and just engaging with the child. And I was scratching my head and I was like, and Shayna could tell you there was times where I was just like, I don't know, I want to kind of be original in my engagement and my approach.
I want to have my thing with my seed
and so
separate. Yeah.
What I would say to some guys, in order for you to show up, you kind of have to allow the mother or the child to be an influence to some degree of your engaging skills.
And finding the balance, right? Because I think there were times where I would be like, men don't do this and that.
Oh, you better get out that.
And mommy would be like, well, how about you hug Xavier, right? Because you need to, and he needs to feel that. And so I had to learn how to do that.
Yeah, you gotta throw that away. Yeah,
right.
You gotta be teachable. Like,
you gotta be teachable.
Like with the grip, right?
With the grip, right.
Teachable, reproducer, right? So I would say that. In me saying that I give her a lot of the credit is because she would say, no, you're doing a good job. And I would accept it. Like no deflection.
Right.
And then there were times where I had to stand up to her and say, well, she all right. Like, she can be on my lap like this, and I ain't holding her.
Loose.
And stuff like that. And so there were times where I had to stand up and say, no, as a man, I'm only gonna do it this way. I can't say, do, engage the way in which you do engage. But then there's other areas I have to get your influence on that because I ain't got a clue of how to be as affectionate as you, right? It's gonna look different. And can we be okay as men with it looking different, right? Like, because it's just much different.
Yeah.
Right?
You said fear earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of that is rooted in that too.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think early on, you just stepping into the office of father. And you don't want to screw it up. You already don't want to screw it up. And the moment she says anything that doesn't affirm you doing a good job, then we go into fear.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, well, excuse me. I went into fear.
Right.
The moment she said, so his bottle, you know, you got to clean the bottle out. I know he wants to take another bottle, but you don't just do, you got to every time. Right? I'm like, he just drunk the joint. All I got to do is just remake it. Right? It's stuff like that. It's going to look different. You know, of course, like at times when she wasn't there and I didn't feel like doing it, boom, right? But understanding the importance of that and understanding the level of maturity that you need to not fear. Yeah. How do you think that we deal with the fear, man? It's the fear, bro.
You know, you could be argumentative. You know, you could deal with the fear that way. Pride. Just pride, you know, just ego. You know, like, you know, you gotta apply this before you do this, and you say it all the time. You know, the solution for us is ABC. Boom, it's over and done with. For them, it's well, you gotta massage the hair this way. You gotta do this. You gotta, you know, make sure the water is this temperature. And we've said, well, I know what the temperature is. Then you end up the bottle too hot, the bottle too cold. So it's little small things like that. I think we deal with the fear by those bad habits that we have. Yeah. We deal with the fear isolation. Well, you deal with that part.
How about
I'm going with the homies.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't gotta. The fear is that ain't my responsibility, right?
Yeah.
So just clearly checking out, man. You know, I think for me with the fear, I've tried to engage the information. From a positive side.
Right.
From a negative side, it's, you know, those poor habits that I had.
How about just taking complete ownership, right? Instead of saying, I know, just say, you're right.
Yeah.
Right? Because I would be like, I know. And then I learned that if I say you were right, that means I accepted what you said, and I also acknowledge and affirm what you said. But if I say I know, it sounds like I'm rejecting what you said, and I'm really not even acknowledging it.
Yeah. No need for pushback. There's been times where I just say thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Right, and it's I think it becomes easier when we're mindful of our language. You know, and we become less fearful of messing it up, man.
Yeah. I mean, nobody, you gonna make mistakes. That's another thing. I kind of embrace the fact that I am human, and I am gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna put the diaper on wrong, right? I'm gonna not strap up something, not zip something up.
The car seat.
Forget a bottle.
I screwed the car seat up, bro.
Yeah.
Bad.
You gonna get it all tangled up. You gonna install it wrong.
I want the car seat facing the windshield because if I'm driving, I want to reach back and be able to make the adjustment. But every time you come to the car, you telling me I gotta flip the car seat the other way.
Man.
And so I had to accept that I'm gonna screw this fatherhood thing up every step of the way.
Man.
And I'm not gonna do it perfectly. That was my let it go moment. Darius, it makes sense. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But by law, your baby can't be in the car like this.
Right. Yeah. And then now this is unsafe for the child.
Now this is unsafe for the child.
Like not cleaning the bottle out it becomes
unsafe for the child.
Yeah, so like you said, it becomes, you just had that aha moment and realize.
You know what? I'm going to have to accept that I don't know. My logic doesn't always apply.
No, I don't. And two, I'm gonna be forgetful at times. So if I come in the house and I'm talking loud, I might wake the baby up. Now, if I do that, it's my responsibility to just I have to tend to the baby. So now I get cocky with it sometimes and be like, well, don't even worry about it. I'll get to it. Well, I got to be careful with that too.
With that too, right?
The baby might, it was good until you came in the house talking loud and turning the music up. But it's better if we just embrace the human side, that you just ain't perfect. You gonna make a few mistakes.
Yeah.
And here's the reality. So is she.
Right.
So is she. You know what I'm saying? Because the mom is still learning too. Like, just because they got certain things that are innately placed inside them, and they carry the baby for 9 months. If you're a first-time mom, like I'm a first-time father, she's a first-time mom, you don't have it all figured out. You see something. I remember she was breathing all hard. In the beginning, they breathing all hard. And you like, are they okay? It's just a lot of stuff where you like, their eyes is crossed in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? You like, you scared. So you scared for a lot of reasons. You scared because family is depending on you and relying on you and have set this unspoken expectation over you. The mom has set an unspoken expectation over you, or spoken, right? The world has set spoken and unspoken expectations over us, and then we place them upon ourselves, spoken and unspoken. Yeah. You know? And so because of that, that's where that fear, man, it'll just rest there. So my greatest advice for myself, and for any other man that might be a first-time father, second-time father, or you just messing up and you in year 5, 10, 15, man, you better get around some other men and families that could be influential and impact your life and make you realize the beauty of fatherhood. I mean, it's a wonderful, 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 wonderful feeling, right? It's beautiful, right?
Yeah, I was just, having a revelation moment the other day. And I said, I am not only a father to my son, but I'm a leader of my home. Mm-hmm. And so those things look the same. Right? Because a lot of times we get into a space where we got to, grieve the possessive moment. Because sometimes, it becomes mommy's baby.
Ooh.
Right? The mommy baby thing, right? Ooh. It's not even that she said, oh, my baby, give me my baby, or, my baby. It's just you had to grieve because what she said and what she meant wasn't really the purpose of it wasn't to generate the feeling that you got.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? And then that was, did you have that ostracizing moment to yourself, bro? Like, and I know, if I know your wife well enough, I know she'd never do that. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And Patty never did that to me. Right? I'm just saying that this is a father thing.
Oh, definitely.
That we don't talk about out loud because it happens and it's kind of like, all right. You kind of like grieve. You just kind of accept it.
You feel some type of way.
Yeah, you feel some type of way.
I mean, the mother gets all the attention. The baby gets all the attention, as if we not experiencing anything, right, as fathers. And that's why I had another hat, and it says, men, husbands, and fathers matter. Yeah. Because I kind of realized, like, everybody's talking about the mom, everybody's talking about the baby, and it's like, as if we don't go through nothing. Like, as if we just only inject, and then that's it. And then you just step back and you don't experience enough. You don't have no emotions. Your hormones don't go through anything. Mentally, you not as if you don't carry no weight. But you do carry the weight of the baby as well. You just carry it in a different way. So like you said, if you do say, well, you don't know what you're doing, or get a baby here, or give my baby here, you will feel some type of way. And like you said, Shayna never necessarily said that, but unknowingly she might have used language sometimes that made it seem like well, you don't know what you talking, you don't know what you doing, or I got it. But it was very, 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 very limited because she was learning on her own. She the youngest.
Yeah.
So I'm the oldest. So I kind of been around kids before. So nah, dude, that stuff hurt, man. And then people say slick stuff to you. Families say slick stuff. And, you know, they like, I remember we was in Trader Joe's and the lady was like, why you do that to her? You know, saying about, you know, Shayna being pregnant. I was like, first of all, you know, that hurts my feelings because, you know, people can't have babies sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I done had 3 brothers just this year lose they child.
Yeah.
And one of them had twins.
Right.
So it's like, it's a lot of weight. And that's one of the reasons why, you know, I kind of wanted to do this series, just to shine light. Just that fatherhood is a beautiful thing, that as men we should embrace it. It's challenging. It's unpredictable. It's all heck. It's unpredictable from the moment of conception to the baby come out, to the baby start doing this, right? She just want to do her own thing now. She don't care. She don't care. She thinks she know what she doing. And the beauty of it is I get to see how God looks at us. And here I am, just be trying to do my own thing. Now you could fall going across there. What you doing? So yeah, man, I felt all, it's all kind of emotions that men experience that we need rooms and we need spaces like this. And if your wife is expecting, if your girl expecting, your baby mama, you got multiple kids you ain't taking care of, bro, get into the circles that you're supposed to be in, man. Like, get into the circles, man. They do got daddy doulas now. Emotional support. As men, we need that emotional support. I promise you, they say men can have the postpartum depression and stuff like that. I promise you, that thing hit me somehow, some way, because for a few months, I just wasn't feeling like myself.
Yeah, so go ahead and grab baby Lo up for Shayna to jump out her seat.
Oh, nah, she good.
You know
See, this is what we do.
she
She already know. Like, I could be like this kicking, you know what I'm saying? And Shayna like, you watching her? I'm like, yeah, she gonna fall right there. What you doing? You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of it.
Man. You know, speaking of, you know, having children, you're expecting again.
Man, scared.
Bro, listen to me,
and
man.
grateful, all in the same breath.
Congratulations, bro. This happened to me. All right, you know, we got pregnant right after. We were scared out of our minds and ran to the abortion clinic.
Wow.
Right? And so I wanted to take this moment to impart, man, and just say, God, I'm thankful for my brother's seed.
Yes.
And I ask that you continue to bless him and his family and his daughter and his wife. And I pray that they have many, many, many glorious days in your light and in your favor. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
And I just really thank you for sharing this stuff with us, because we need it.
Yeah.
And there's young fathers and young mothers out here that don't even understand this language, don't even understand this type of conversation, bro.
No, absolutely.
Right? You know, because my mom and dad wasn't talking to me about it.
Right.
You know, oh, you on your first kid, you got your second kid on the way? That's a whole conversation.
Yeah.
Right? It's a whole need of just protection in the spirit, man. Oh, man.
It's a lot.
It's a lot
it's
you
a lot.
need.
It's a lot.
No matter how you're doing financially, no matter where you are in life.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you're growing your tribe, you need blessings spoken over your life, your spouse's life, your children's that are born and unborn.
Definitely.
Right? And I just wanted to do that, man, and just tell you that I'm super proud of you and the father that you're showing up and being, bro.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
I think that the last thing I wanted to ask you was, do you have any hope that you're just gonna that you're not gonna mess it up, that you're gonna actually do a great job, bro? Do you have anything in you that says, you know what, I'm killing this fatherhood game right now, and I'm about to smash it when my second baby comes? Is there anything in you, bro, that says that, yo?
Yeah, I feel that way now. Yeah, I kind of feel that way now, And this gave me the opportunity to learn some things within that first 9 months. But yeah, I want. See, this ain't even for me, right? But I'm blessed by it.
Yeah.
But I want it to be for the other people just as well, to say you killing it too, man. If you going to work, if you love your kid, if you spending time with them, you killing it too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you loving on your wife, if you showing up, you dropping the kids off at daycare, you showing up at the play, you killing it too. You know, sometimes the media in the world will make it believe like you got to be doing this and you got to be doing that. If you just doing the basic things like holding the baby and she ain't cry at all, you killing it, bruh. Know that you killing it because you killing it, man. You know what I'm saying? And so me and Dior, we talk about this. We talk about the showing up part.
Yeah.
And then we talk about the doing the work part. So you killing it if you went to, you managed to make it to the checkups, right?
Come on.
If you went to the birthing class, you killing it, right? If you are even, there's a thought in your mind that you want to do more for your child, you killing it. If you just set them up a little smaller bank account or whatever, checking savings account, you killing it, right? A piggy bank, helping to paint the room, you killing it, man. And I just felt led to say that because that's all I needed to hear.
Yeah.
Like you said, thank you. Sometimes all you need to hear is you doing a good job.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I didn't hear that from the people that I wanted to hear from.
Right.
But I am grateful for Shani that she would say it. I'm grateful for, you know, her father and her father's wife who said it, and a few other people who said it. You said it, Vox said it.
Yeah.
Like that mean a lot.
Yeah.
Cause you know, we out here, you know, goldfish swimming among sharks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There was this moment that I had when I knew that Xavier was going to be born. And I said that life was over as I knew it. Right? And I was just like, done, stick a fork in me, over, never be the same. This guy, is going to be his fault. But then I had to realize it's really my fault. And I can't do nothing about it. Right?
Yeah.
And I had to go through a process with, I guess, acceptance. Right?
Yeah.
And in that season, maybe from, at this point, we can't have an abortion to birth. I might have, and even maybe 6 months after he was born, when he's still looking real infanty. I'm kind of delusional, bro. Right, I just said from that, between those points. And then I think at some point.
What was the delusional side for you? What do you mean?
I mean, like, for me, it was like, bro, you're a father. And this is not going to change. You're responsible for a human being.
Yeah.
Right? And that was like a 22-year-old moment that I had. And I was, bro.
Yeah, that's young. That's fresh. Man.
I was really young, bro. I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just asking you, did you have that moment? I had to, like, grow up.
Yeah.
Right? And it wasn't even about how mature I was or, like, whether I was working or nothing like that. It was just like, nah, responsibility.com over forever.
Yeah.
Done. Yeah. Right? Like, and I had to, like, go through a process of accepting that, man. Like,
no, absolutely.
Did you have that moment, and where are you in that, man?
Yeah, I've had that moment plenty of times, and I still have it. You know, I have it when I walk in the house. You know what I mean? Every time I walk in the house, when she said, we pregnant again, I was like, okay, so you responsible for 2 babies and 2 human beings?
And 2 human beings.
It's deep, bro. It's deep because I'm responsible for what she listens to, what she watches. You know, Shayna says the first 2 years is, you know, very important. Yeah. And then the first 6 years is just as important.
Just as critical. They never forget it.
Yeah, and so just that alone, knowing when I was 6, how I was being treated as a child. That's the aha moments for me. Is
Right. Like, no,
when I was
not
that
doing
age,
that.
this
Right.
is what. Even now, I catch myself like, you know how your parents would say, "Don't be doing that with your sit." I catch myself. I can't speak. You silly. I can't speak. Don't be. You
None of
know,
that.
it's like a lot of words. I just catch myself and be like, "You don't even need to speak that over
Bro.
over their life at
Same.
all."
Same.
So you saying the responsibility and like having that aha moment, it's like, man, you need shoes, you need clothes, you need food, and I
start
am
counting.
ultimately responsible for that. You got to learn how to read, you got to learn how to write, and I'm responsible for that. You
I
know what
gotta
I'm
make sure
saying?
this get done.
Yeah, your mom got to get rest, so I'm responsible for you spending time with me and me knowing how to do the bottle, knowing how to put your clothes on, knowing how to wipe you, knowing how to clean you up, give you a bath, the temperature of the water. I mean, what you need to go to bed.
And you gotta show up for the rest of her life.
For the rest of her life, bro. It's unbelievable.
You gotta.
With one sock on and not, right? You
Yo,
cut
man.
up, man. You cut up. You
Man.
showed up for sure. And you
Before-
smell like whatever went in you came out. That's what's the problem.
Before we close this out, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna ask you one last thing.
Sure. We 3 questions, one last thing.
Yeah, man.
Hey, it's good. It's beautiful. I'm all ears.
Is there times ahead that is there something that you can say to the person? And only reason I'm asking this question is because we just talked about something that's tremendous for fathers.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something that you could say to the first time father
Yeah.
who's having that aha moment right now?
The aha moment of,
You got to show up for the rest of this human being's life and these people's life. You got to do this fatherhood thing.
yeah.
And they're like in the process of accepting it. Anything you want to say to them? Because I know you might have something good to say. I know I needed somebody to say something other than go do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I got that kind of gradually. Like you said, it was important for me to get it from the people that I needed to get it from. But like,
Definitely.
I didn't know any. All I knew was just people just doing it, being dads, man. That's it.
Yeah. I would say to him, it's your responsibility to ultimately equip yourself. It's ultimately your responsibility. It's the responsibility of the people surrounding you to help in equipping you, but it's your responsibility to get in the right place, in the right space to get equipped. And that if you got to search high and low, I'm realizing I got to search high and low. It's desperate measures now. I got to get in the rooms with men who, you got 2 kids, your wife ain't working, or your wife is working,
Yeah.
right? What does that look like? How y'all making that? How you making that work, man?
Talk to me.
How you making that work, man? Your wife's struggling with the pregnancy. You know, she's irritable, you irritable. Baby low, won't stop moving. She wake up in the morning ready
Don't
to
even
go.
care about y'all.
She just don't care how we feel.
Don't even
Dude, I'm telling you. They don't care how you feel. There are times when your spouse or your girlfriend or your baby mama don't care how you feel. And it's not intentional. It's just that it's the world we live in, right? There are times when we ain't caring about her. We ain't caring about our wife, our spouse. So it goes both ways. But I would say, man, with all desperate measure, get the information that you need. I read the book, First Year of Fatherhood, right? I read the book. So I'm a few months ahead. I'm like, oh, at month 9, they going to be doing that? So now when her nerves kind of get worked up about the baby, I'm like, nah, it's cool, my love. She just working through that tooth, right? The tooth is just coming through. So that's why she crying, right? Now she's exploring. So I would tell you with desperate measures, and I got to even get better with the desperate measures. Get in those rooms with those people who can be an example of what it looks like, man. From baby one to conception, because there are things that you're going to need to provide for the home, for your wife, that ain't got nothing to do with no money. It ain't got nothing to do with no money, man. You know, Shayna got so many massages during Olivia, it don't even make no sense. My hands would be cramping up like a mug. Here I am, then worked all day, get off. You talking about you want a massage. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. I had to show up and do the work. So my thing to anybody and to myself, because I always as soon as I'm talking to somebody else, I'm really just talking to myself, and it's just like a literal constant reminder to myself. The hat is a constant reminder to myself. Give me my flowers now it's a reminder to myself. Like, pat myself on the back. You a good dad, bro. You a good dad. You here, you in your baby's life. She love you. She still ain't crying, moving like crazy, but chilling. So yeah, man, desperate measures. That's what kids need. That's what the family needs. That's what the home needs. It needs desperate measures, discipline, and self-control.
I'm getting the information that you need, man.
You got to get it. You got to get it.
We appreciate you, King.
Blessings, man.
Salute.